Welcome to the Wisdom of Show. I'm your host, Simon Bowen, and every week I'm speaking to the world's greatest leaders, thinkers, and entrepreneurs about complex issues and impactful leadership. Join us in the Renaissance of Wisdom.
Success or failure is very, very much dependent on what is your personal definition of it. How have you defined success or failure for yourself?
And you come away from them like, wow, that is a wise soul. That is a wise person. What is it that makes them wise? And how do we hack that? How do we get wiser, faster, sooner, and more consistently build wisdom into our organizations? So it's something that we develop in our leaders and ourselves.
The sign of the most successful leader is that your team can operate smoothly without you. And that means that you have to be comfortable to be outshone by others. I've always said, if you feel like you can't leave your organization because for a week or two, if you went on leave, they wouldn't function, you haven't done your job as a leader. You've poorly trained up the people underneath you. You need to let yourself be outshone by others and check your ego at the door.
I was surprised on challenges that I was always in the top three. Not because I was stronger, because I wasn't. Not because I was fitter, because I wasn't. But it was because I just found techniques that worked for me that enabled me to push through where others gave up. And I think that's something you take in business. When you think it's all too hard, keep at it. When you think you're at the end, you're not. Keep going.
And what I reflected was there's lots of people who are very, very capable below them who can solve, let's call them the small and medium problems. The job of the general was to go and stand next to the biggest challenge and work out how to bring that experience and knowledge to fix it. And what we've got to do as a leader as we grow, we've got to grow our wisdom, we've got to grow our experience so that when we do get to those levels, we are able to, use language that I'm used to, sense the battlefield.
A lot of people are fearful of hiring smart people. Smart people always want to work with people smarter than them because they learn more, they grow more. People like that want to be inspired rather than just look good. If you look good in a room, it means you're surrounded by others that are not necessarily as good as you. And then actually give them room to make decisions and fail within reason, because that's the only way your next generation of leaders are going to grow.
Make sure that their team feels seen and heard at all times in every policy you set, in every action you take, in every word you utter. If your team doesn't feel seen, heard, affirmed, celebrated, appreciated, respected, then that CEO is never going to be viewed as a successful, wise genius.
Personal branding to me is your identity. It's your professional identity, because people essentially don't buy from people who are invisible. You have to be seen, to be heard, to be chosen. It's as simple as that. I think personal branding is the marketing strategy right now that is going to help your business cut through, because it lends your company a personality and a story. Facts tell, but stories sell.
We don't just live in the environment, we are the environment. We breathe out carbon, and nature breathes in carbon, and nature breathes out oxygen, and we breathe in oxygen. So we have this symbiotic relationship with nature, with our global environment. So it's not this or that, it's this and that. I think people are becoming more and more aware. In fact, the greatest gift that the pandemic gave us globally was an awakening that if you don't have your health, what do you have, right? We couldn't go outside, so we had to go inside. And going inside also meant resetting our priorities and recognizing how important your state of health and well-being, your family, your home, these things that we might have taken for granted actually are. This is no longer a choice. It's an imperative. If you're not embedding social and environmental accountability into your business practices, into your strategies, it's just a matter of time, but you'll be out of the game.
You have made your own thinking model about what does success mean to you. So it's a construct that you have put into your mind. And this is where now in the Buddhist teachings comes the sentence, with our thoughts, we create the world.